Well, hi everybody, welcome back to Passion Prime Philosophy. This is another video I wanted to make quickly, just really quickly for those of you that have actually watched the first part. The second part was just me I was really just a little depressed and I was trying to make something somewhat creative and it really turned out to not be very great. So that part 2 video is just not really the official part 2. Let this go ahead and be one of the more official next parts, as I can say that. So this is about the mites and Morgellons problem that I dealt with for a little over 2 years. And if you watch that story, I can't remember everything that I said, and no, I don't feel like watching the entire 2 hours, but there was a whole lot that happened after that as well. And basically, the time I made that video, it was June of last summer, or maybe May, but I believe it was early June, and a whole lot of shit still happened after that. First of all, I did not really properly know the protocol that I needed to follow in order for me to really heal properly. I didn't know what supplements that I truly needed. I didn't really know what to get and what was going to work and what wasn't going to work. So, it wasn't until really, like, I don't know, maybe November that I started having the knowledge that I needed to combat this properly. And basically what was happening to me is, and there is absolutely no over-exaggeration here, and there is no, I have no mental issues here. There is no delusional anything, okay? This was a real legit thing that happened to me. I go to my grave on this, okay? I put it on my kid's life, that this is how real it was. Everything that I say is really exactly what was going on. But basically, I was getting bitten by what looked to be like salt and pepper little specks, okay? Specks that were about maybe the third to a quarter the size of a piece of salt, if you can imagine how small that is. And the only reason I knew about these specks is because, first of all, when I would blow my nose or I'd rub the inside of my nose, there would either be lots of little white specks all the same size or lots of black specks if I used like white toilet paper. But if I had like I had black napkins and stuff, and I would have tons of white and black specks equally. I don't know I think it has something to do with their life cycle. I think they turn into the black specks eventually, and the white specks are kind of like where they're at the beginning stages. From what I can tell and all the research I've gathered, I want to go through this quickly. All right, I want to try to make this under a 10-minute video and just give you the quicks, because I really didn't even want to necessarily make this right now, but I figured let's just make it, and then you guys can maybe get some help for you out there too. But basically, during the time of its prime, when it was at its worst, my best friends was rolls of tape and lint rollers, which I still have lint rollers. I still use them. I still have some PTSD, and I like to think that it is healed, but I still take the supplements. I still treat it pretty heavily because I definitely don't want it to come back. But about 2 to 3 months after that video I made, I got randomly 4 abscesses that showed up on my right side of my body. One of them was on my hand here. You see that scar? That is from a giant, I mean, it was like the size of a baseball. My hand was so swollen. And I don't like being cut open, period. In the hospital, because I do have addiction in my history, they don't want to give me anything for the pain, which is fine, but they want to numb you up and stuff. I was freaked out. I've been through before, from 10 years ago, from using substances, IV, and I got an abscess, the only one I've ever gotten, and it was a horrific experience, and it was just really painful. And so I said, no, let me give me some antibiotics. Let's see if this goes down on its own. I probably had a lot more days of unnecessary pain because of that, but the doctors, not only would they not give me anything to help me feel more comfortable, but I wasn't going to let them stab me. I mean, I had already been through that experience and it was painful enough. So they gave me antibiotics. It took until these abscesses showed up. I had went to the emergency room multiple times, okay? I had lost my medication, the medication that I jumped through years of hoops to get, and I had 3 medications that, for the most part, helped me be a lot more motivated and helped me function overall and help my work productivity much better, okay? Help my energy levels, but long term, they probably cause more damage than they help. They did help, and but I was on gabapentin, Adderall, and Suboxone, and I'm not on any more of those at all. I'm not on any medications now, but those 3 meds, you know, allowed me to have 4 straight years of recovery and sobriety without any hitches. And when I went to the ER because I thought one had gotten my eye and I couldn't see out of my right eye, my roommate had called the hospital, told him I said I was going to kill myself, which I've never said. I've never been suicidal. I've never threatened to harm myself before, never been in any kind of psych wards or any kind of, I've never seen a psychiatrist. I've never been in any kind of shit like that. I have ADHD and mild depression diagnosed. Other than that, I don't have any diagnosis. But they put me in there. And because he was hoping that, you know, by forcing me to be in the hospital for 4 days, like they would actually help me find a solution, because he was so driven so crazy, because these things seem to bite the shit out of one person in the house, but the other person doesn't get affected at all. If somebody is going through this in the house with you, and if you can pull them aside, if somebody that does not believe you, then pull them aside and let them hear this video. Let me tell you, these people are not lying to you. They are not making it up in their head. If you give them the opportunity, why don't you let them show you every little, whatever, however long it takes, give them about a good 30 minutes to an hour of your time. I personally, I had specs that I could show you on tape easily. I could just take it, I could tell you when I got bit. I could say, there's one right here, look at it. And there would be a tiny little speck right there on my skin. It wasn't dry skin, it wasn't anything else, and I could keep pinpointing it out every single time. And these things would bite, and these little specks would get into your skin, and then your body would try to expel them, at least mine did, and they would be like super glued to you. So if you don't get them off of you quickly, then you have to exfoliate the crap out of yourself and soak in borax. Soak in borax. You get borax in the laundry detergent aisle at Walmart or Kroger or wherever you can get it. You can get it online. Soak in the hot water, as you know, as warm as you can get it. I usually put clove oil and some neem oil in the water too, and I even have like a shampoo, rosemary and thyme shampoo that I'll even put in there, and even squirt some hydrogen peroxide. I mean, I make up a whole concoction if I had to, you know. And then you exfoliate as much as you can. And really what I did is just grow my nails out slightly, and then it just worked better than an exfoliator. Scratch and also rub in a circular motion. Sometimes one counterclockwise don't work, go clockwise then. And then rub in a circular motion to get them out of your skin, okay? And if the ones that don't come out, you can scratch, and you'll see like little, you know, like it looks like you know, like white pimples almost just popping out of you everywhere, you know. And you want to scratch like everywhere that you can, and don't scratch so much that you're breaking the skin, because anytime you make the skin broken, they're going to keep attacking that same spot repeatedly, and it's going to take forever to heal, okay? I'm about to show you a spot on my ankle that this happened to me back in like the end of July or August, okay? When I had the abscesses show up on my right leg along with my right hand, there was 4 of them. Went to the hospital. Finally they treated me with an antiparasitic and gave me ivermectin, and then gave me doxycycline. Those are the 2 major meds you can get, but there's stuff that's better than ivermectin. Join the support groups on Facebook, the Morgellons and Mites support group, and the bird mite support group, the skin mite support group, whatever, you know. And this has nothing to do with hygiene. This has nothing to do with a dirty house. None of my pets, none of my homes, and nobody in my house has ever had a parasite that I know of. No cockroaches, no head lice, no bed bugs, no fleas, no nothing, okay? Nothing like this has ever happened. I shower every day. I brush my teeth twice daily. I always try to look nice, you know. I always want my face to look good, you know. And for the very fact that anybody would think that I was purposefully scratching my skin open on purpose to look the way that I do now, trust me, no drug has ever given me that side effect, okay? Never. And even if it gave me a side effect of feeling itchy, I would not go to the lengths that these things made me go to, okay? My arms are still healing. You know, okay, some of this is from acne, okay? But I'm just trying to show you that the scars on my arms and stuff, and I probably should have changed the filter on this phone, but you can see my hands and stuff, that'll be there forever, you know? Look here on my leg here. And I have boxers on, but I'm just trying to show you. This was from one of the abscesses here. Okay? I just figured I'd go ahead and just open up about this now and finally stop worrying about what people are going to say. It's pretty much over with now. I'm not taking it with me, but I do have a customer service public job, and this right here has been taking forever to heal. All right, this one, once the abscess is cleared up on my right side of my body, literally as they were clearing up and I could start walking again, and at the time I was having to pay for a hotel. All my friends and family basically abandoned me. I barely had anybody that believed me. Nobody helped me with hardly anything. I had no food to eat. I was living on concrete for the first time in my life. I couldn't stay with roommate situations or find someone that had a room for rent because I couldn't bring these things in with me. I was on the brink of really wishing I had the ability to end my life. I wished that I could have that kind of ability to do that, because that's how much I was in so much pain and I was being tortured to death. The only thing that helped me during the worst of its times, okay, was vacuuming a shitload, cleaning with ammonia or alcohol, or I guess Windex works. I don't know if it really works very good or not. And then keeping your clothes always sealed, new clothes, clean clothes and old clothes, using borax on your clothes, clove oil. Get the clove oil and cedarwood oils, those are the two big ones. Put both of those in some coconut oil, rub it on your skin. I don't have to really do that anymore. And then just get into these support groups. And then I'm going to show you all the supplements that I've got. But look, this has been since August. And it's still healing like that. It still leaks ever so slightly, yeah. It doesn't cause me any pain, but you see all the redness around here and everything. This is and still dry skin like crazy. It's still itchy, obviously, but it's not from me getting bit. It's just still dry skin. It's taken that long to heal because these things for a while were repeatedly just biting the same spots, and then the spot wouldn't heal, so it would take forever for it to heal. But now I've got giant scars on my legs. That one's still healing. It seems like it's over with. I'm not getting, and the bites were very, very, you could tell. It was a very sharp, intense, sudden, itchy feeling. Not like just a normal dry skin itch, not like anything. It was a very, like, sharp itch, okay? And I was getting like 10,000 bites a day. I mean, the thing is though, is I had friends stay the night with me and sitting next to me, and people that were in my room even, and I've only seen twice people that were next to me get affected by one of these. How do I know they were getting affected? Because it's like an itch that you cannot stop scratching, basically. It's an itch that does not go away when you scratch it, okay? And so I've seen multiple people rode in the vehicle I had at the time. They stayed in my hotel room with me. A couple of friends did, but for the most part, I was pretty much alone. And the people that stayed with me, they didn't get affected at all. And I'm getting bit to holy high hell. I had to put like a sheet tent up around me when I slept at night. If you just get underneath the sheet and kind of like tack up something to go around you and get some high-powered fans, sit in front of a fan and soak in that borax water and use the tape and use the vacuum cleaner. Those are the biggest things if you're getting bit to holy high hell. Here's my other big advice. You gotta stop using the drugs, or any kind of drugs or alcohol, okay? Anything that really, for some reason, these things are attracted to you through dopamine receptors. And I don't know why the dopamine has such a role in it, but the substances I was using, because it led me to relapse. I mean, I was going through almost 2.5 years of this. It led me to a full-blown relapse again, because I was either going to kill myself. I needed some sort of relief, but instead of relieving me, it just made things worse. It made the symptoms increase. It intensified it by like 10 times. So the substances definitely do not take the pain away. They make it much, much worse, but this was not an effect from the drug use. Okay, this still continued when I stopped using, or when I wasn't using, before I even started using again. This continued. It still was something. So a lot of it, sugar in your diet. My diet's not completely cut out either. That's the hardest thing for me to quit. Anything that raises your body temperature though, and anything that makes you heat up, any kind of stimulants and sugar, but they're not like severe. If you get some of these supplements, and you definitely, as long as you clean your clothes in the borax on hot water and on high heat, okay? If you have a good laundry at home, then use it and keep it soaked in the water for a while. But if you have to go to a laundromat, good. Use the most high-powered one you can find. Find the heavy-duty ones, okay? Use bounce dryer sheets, okay? This is key. And then get some of these supplements that I'm going to show you here. Hold on a second. So as long as you are having clean clothes, you seal your clean clothes up in sealed bags, okay? You tighten up the trash bag, spin it around. The old clothes, same way. And then as long as I take a good shower every day in the morning, I don't have any problems with new clean clothes. There's been a couple times at night you just maybe have to take a second shower every now and then. But like I said, people that were next to me, generally, I've never seen anybody get affected. So this is not a contagious thing. It doesn't, unless you have a different kind of parasite, if this is something, once they find a host, they generally do not fuck with anybody else. Excuse my language, but they won't mess with other people. They will just stick with their one host. And that is why everybody thinks that you're crazy, is because they just only attack you. They won't affect other people. And even once you leave a place, generally, they also leave too. These don't generally affect people. Unless you have, if it's a, I don't know, if a lot of toxins in your blood, there's certain things that could make somebody susceptible to it or whatever. But to this day, nobody has ever, the two people that did get those moments of where I know that they were getting bit, it was pretty much over with as soon as they were away from me. So it's like they didn't get affected anymore. But yeah, once you become a host, I mean, it takes like years of taking supplements and changing your diet. You got to change your diet as much as possible. And I don't know if it's a gluten, dairy. There could be multiple other factors that are at play here, like the gluten, dairy, and sugar thing. I don't know how much of that makes a huge difference. I don't know how much of your gut health makes a difference in your microbiome in your gut. You need to join these support groups, though. The biggest things is staying hydrated, getting off the sugar, laying off all the drugs. If you're on prescription medication, if it's an opiate or anything that makes your dopamine receptors increase, any kind of ADHD meds and any kind of stimulant, any kind of opiate, any kind of med that people can get a buzz on and feel happy from, well, it probably is causing them to eat you alive even more. If you're on any kind of opiate or stimulant, you put those two together, it'll be a nightmare it'll be your worst nightmare. It'll make it 10 million times worse, okay? 10 million. I mean, it's like almost like, where the hell do they all come from, But it definitely can. But as long as you're exfoliating, you're using the borax water. If you don't have a bathtub, that's fine. Just exfoliate. Use the circular motion. I got some of the Band-Aid brand liquid antiseptic. It has the lidocaine in it, and it's just like a liquid in a light clear blue bottle. I put that on my skin and they would come out so easily because it made my skin so slippery, and they would just come flying out. And make sure you get these wiped off, and then you get them flushed down the toilet, or you get them in a sealed container. You don't want to just throw it in the trash, all right? Obviously. But it took me moving to a different climate. I don't know if that had anything to do with with anything. Took me moving into a different climate where it's much drier here. I know the humidity levels play a huge role in how these things react, but I'm in a much drier climate. I moved to Colorado from Ohio. I moved out here basically completely on my own. I'm staying in a hotel room at the moment. Been here for a couple of months. I stayed with a couple of friends at first for the first month. They never got affected by this. They never got bit, nothing, and I still, I was coming fresh from Ohio, so it got better over the winter time slightly, but it was still pretty bad, and I had to move out here and pretend like nothing was really the problem. And I doubt they'll ever see this video, to be honest with you, but they didn't know about the issue, and they never got affected, and doesn't seem to be affected now. So the thing is I didn't roommate with people, and I was like sleeping on the sidewalk and shit because I didn't want to bring the shit into people's houses. And not only that, but it just, the things you have to do to keep up with it, make you look like a crazy person. I'm at the point now, though, I don't know if it's the climate difference or what, but I haven't made a huge difference other than getting off the prescription medication and not using any drugs anymore. But the only thing, I still eat the sugar, I still smoke cigarettes, and I don't shower every single day. There's some days I take days, 2 days in a row, or 2 days before I do. But taking the supplements and exfoliating, and I do soak in the borax water still, like maybe once or twice a week, and then I make sure I properly do my laundry, and I don't need to vacuum. I haven't had to buy my own vacuum. I don't need to tape everything all the time. It got significantly better when I moved here, and I don't know what is the cause of that, but I'm going to show you these supplements that luckily I had a friend of mine get. You can join these support groups, and there's generally people on there that will help you if you don't have the money for them, depending on how you're bad. I was like the worst case, though. I mean, I didn't see anybody that had it as bad as I did, okay? I all of a sudden had 4 more abscesses show up on my left leg. So once the right leg started healing and I had mobility just a little bit, then the left leg magically in 2 days overnight, boom, giant fucking massive abscesses again. One on my left ankle, one on the back left thigh, one on my front left thigh, and then I can't remember where the other one was. But I have scars all over my body now. I mean, not all over my body. Like my chest is fine, my stomach's fine, my back is mostly fine, my butt pretty fine, my other areas pretty fine, but my feet scarred up, my legs pretty scarred up, my shoulders and arms pretty scarred up. So I don't really know about my back too much, but I still get acne pretty bad. And I guess you could say, who's to know what's acne and what's them? But it does seem to be that it's basically over with, okay? And I'm trying to say that and try to give you some hope that it's not 100% out of the clear, but I'm also trying not to get anybody to think that I'm still this super highly contagious or some kind of, freak out about being around me, because it's not like that with me anymore. It's gotten significantly better. The supplements I take, they're not bothering me. I don't see them bother any of my people that come in. I've had guests in here a few times, different people. Nobody gets affected. I don't see anybody that's, there's only been one person. I had a female over here, and I was taking the supplements, so obviously they weren't, when I take the supplements, it makes them, I smell disgusting to them, I guess, I don't know, but I could tell that something was making her really itchy when she was in here. It was like the 3rd time she hung out, and then all of a sudden she pretty much ghosted me after that, which makes me feel like I'm going to be alone forever. It's like, just because I take the supplements, it seems like, yeah, well, for the most part, I'm not getting bit anymore, but they could still be on my stuff, and I'm not throwing away all my shit again. I've already done that like 10 times. I had nothing when I came here, and all the stuff that I've accumulated from the ground up, again, I've gotten everything back. I've gotten lots of nice cool shit again, got all my new clothes back again, and as long as you wash everything and you sanitize, but I'm sure there's probably still, they're almost microscopic, so I'm sure there's still some, and I'm sure they're just in the environment, but I don't know how attracted they are to me still, but I had, the first couple nights we were hanging out, no problems, but the 3rd time, I could tell she was scratching quite a bit, and then she had a bite on her finger that all of a sudden, like, swelled up like a little tiny welt, and I'm like, immediately, I'm like, I know what that is. So that's the only time I've ever seen in the 2.5 years have I've ever seen it bite somebody else, and it actually caused a reaction like that. I move hotel rooms and stuff. Nobody's complained. There's nobody. It's not like this crazy infestation or anything like that. It's not. It seems to be manageable. I'm not getting affected by it. It's been like, I don't know, at least a couple of months now that I haven't really been getting affected. You say a little itch here or there, maybe, I don't know, but who's to know? But it's significantly 98%, 99% over with. But I still treat it as if it's still a thing. So I'm going to show you here, though. I'm showing you here, basically, these are your best friend. Use these and then take them off and then fold them up when you throw them away. And make sure that, you get rid of tissues and anything that, whatever, make sure you throw it away properly. Again, I just have PTSD from this. This was the worst experience of my life. It was horrific. Horrific. It was the most traumatizing, most painful, 10 times over the worst experience before it. This was my worst nightmare come true. It was like living in hell. I mean, it was so hard and so painful and so lonely and traumatizing that I am going to write about this story one day. I want to write about everything from before this started, not make it the key subject, but this will be a part of the story. And it's changed my life forever. It's scarred me forever. And a lot of people treated me differently after it. Hardly anybody really believed me. I don't know if they still, I don't talk about it openly anymore, but I was openly talking about it. I thought I was going to die. So I documented as much as I could because the doctors wouldn't believe me. And, you know, I had a lot of awesome video documentation on my old Facebook. And then my phone broke from the mites getting in my phone. Once I opened the phone up, there was like shitloads of black goo inside the phone. I had that phone throughout the whole process. And it was, yeah, if you have a cell phone, make sure you get a life-proof case on it because they'll get inside of your electronics and your wiring and everything and it'll fry your phone. I'm serious. So make sure you have at least your cell phone. If it's a good one, keep a fucking life-proof case. Not a regular case, get a life-proof case on it. And so I had the new Galaxy S21 Ultra, and I got shit like this. And so, but like I said, nothing. It's 99.99999% better. But I still can slightly feel affected every now and then. But these are your best friend. Get the stickiest ones you can get. Get the vacuum and the fan if you have to. That'll be your best friend. Sitting in front of a fan. You don't want them biting the same spot because if they break the skin, which eventually you'll break the skin when you exfoliate, some of them are just going to be popping off your skin. It's going to be broken skin, okay? And you just need to get some of this shit right here. If you can, don't use just regular Neosporin. This has been a godsend right here, okay? It is called sulfatiazole. Okay, sulfatiazole. It's like Neosporin, but it has sulfur in it. These motherfuckers do not like sulfur, okay? I haven't taken all these, but you want liposmal vitamin C, all right? Go to the happyhealingstore.com. It's one of the best websites for this kind of stuff. See, from the Happy Healing Store, that this is the best quality shit. You want to get the good stuff, okay? This is right here about $200 to $300 worth of shit, maybe more than that. But some of this stuff I don't necessarily think is absolutely necessary, but this is what she sent me as the whole protocol for treatment. Candida cleanse, okay? You'll just have to pause the video and then try to write this stuff down because I'm just trying to make this quick, but she gave me 2 bottles of this stuff, so... And I don't have a lot of extra to send out to people, or I would. I need all this myself. Magnesium 7. You want magnesium, Mag 07, okay? You have to get this exact stuff. Oil of oregano. Get stuff that you can eat and take, and get oil of oregano to even put in your bath water. And like I said, you can use oil of oregano, clove oil, and cedarwood oil to mix with coconut oil or almond oil and put that on your skin, and they'll hate you. But that just makes you really oily. I'd rather just take the supplements if I could. She gave me Ultraflora Spectrum. Iodine. You want some of the best top quality iodine you can get, okay? The Reishi Mushroom Spore Extract. These 2 right here. The trio, and there's also another one called fendibenzoline, okay? Fendbenzole. But the trio here has all 3 of them. It has fendibenzoline, and it has 2 other ones in it that are significant. This is a $90 bottle. You want to go to the happyhealingstore.com. Don't get it anywhere else. Listen to me on this. Or go on the support groups and talk to the people. Someone there will help you. Someone generally has extra that they can sell you or something. But we're all suffering. Very few of us have very much money. We've spent thousands. I've spent over 15 grand probably since this began trying to treat this shit. You have to get the Reishi Mushroom Spore Extract. You need the trio most definitely. And then get the oil of oregano. I also have wormwood, which you want a supplement for wormwood. You want also neem leaf capsules, okay? I have those over there somewhere. I'll go grab them here in a second. But she gave me a lot of candida cleansing and a lot of gut health. I don't know how much that is actually going to help with the gut health, but here's another one. This is just an essential oil supplement here. It's got all kinds of stuff in it, just a shitload of stuff. And the essential oils and stuff, they really just do not like, okay? But this has got a lot of different oils in it all wrapped up into one. But they really hate the clove. They really hate the cedarwood. They really hate yeah. Here's what you can do if it's really affecting you, though. I never had the ability to do it, but I wish I would have. And if I ever get the money to get one, I probably am going to go ahead and buy one just to kind of detoxify all my belongings and everything. Get a freaking ozonator. I don't know how much they are. I haven't looked into one. That should be less than $500, but you turn that on. You can't be in the room while it's on, and you keep that bitch on, and you get as many as you need for your whole house, and you keep stuff laid out as it's on and stuff. The ozonator will fry everything. It'll kill it all. So get the ozonator. I'm telling you right now, if you have the ability to do it, find somebody. Use this video to tell people with your family and stuff. These people that are trying to tell you in your family or your friends that might be showing you this video, you have got to start listening to them. This is the most horrific, most brutal thing, the most uncomfortable thing you could possibly ever imagine. God help you if it ever happens to one of you naysayers, or one of you people, or one of you doctors, or any of you that are not taking us seriously. The medical community is not taking this as a real legit thing. There's very few doctors that know what the hell they're doing. One of my friends found a good doctor that actually knows what they're doing. And is put me and her on this protocol. I sent her, well, I'm sending her payments, but this box right here, she let me have for $200. Get this stuff for your sores. You don't want them to keep biting the same spot, basically, okay? You gotta keep them from, and I just use it for my acne and stuff now. And like I said, I have PTSD. I treat it as if I'm still being affected, but it is significantly better. Here's the clove oil. You know, you can put that in your bath water. But like I said, you know, I want to have a girlfriend again someday, you know? I don't want to be alone forever. I don't want people thinking that I'm still going through this at a hardcore rate, you know? It's not the case. You know, get Benadryl. Benadryl will help you sleep really well, but I didn't like anything that masked up the itchy feeling. I wanted to feel it so I know where to make sure to, you know, if it's all you can do is scratch at the moment, you don't have tape or a lint roller or a way to do it, sometimes you just need to let them bite you. The itch will go away. It's an itch that'll go away after about 5 to 10 minutes, generally. So you don't need to freak out because sometimes you're just not going to stop it all. But you can be underneath a sheet, you can get a little tent, put a fucking tent up in the middle of your room. Get some plastic sheeting, make it airtight, and that way it won't affect you. I mean, with the sheet and the fan, I was pretty good for the most part as long as I was at home. But as soon as I walked, I mean, it was just, it's unfortunate. If you're in that situation, though, I can just tell you this. Get off any medications that are giving you any kind of euphoria or pleasure. Weed is okay. Alcohol, I don't know. I never drank alcohol, so I don't know. But when I got off of the opiates and the stimulants, it basically was dramatically over with, but it still affected me, but was at that point able to be maintained. And now that I've maintained it, I don't have to vacuum like crazy. I don't have to wipe shit down. I don't have to, the lint rollers are for my work shirts. It's not even for me to lint roll my, room up and shit. I do my laundry really well, and I don't only wear clothes once at a time. I make them in sealed bags. I don't know how much it's still, I may be still attracting them or not, but I still just treat it very heavily. I probably will for the next year at least. You have got to start listening to these people. And I don't know how much mental health may run in each individual specific lives, but get the trio and get the cordyceps mushrooms. Get the wormwood and get the neem leaf oil. And some other stuff that she sent me was a vino. This was the ones I was taking until the new stuff got in. Okay, get this stuff right here, or Azio, okay? I'll bring it over there, and I'm going to show you the wormwood, the bottle of benzoyl, okay, and the neem leaf. Alright, I may have like some stuff that I could maybe help if somebody's like really in a messed up shape, but like I said, when I quit the drugs completely and got off the medication. It made a humongous difference, but it still affected me. I had to get the supplements. I couldn't just quit the drugs alone. No. I wish it was that easy. I tried to make it that easy. I moved out here and just got sober and tried to pretend like it wasn't affecting me, but it definitely was. It wasn't until I was able to get into the hotel and get away from my friend's house to be able to order the supplements and really keep treating it properly. But neem leaf capsules, okay? All right. Wormwood, this is huge. They really hate this shit. All right, they really hate it. Take the supplement. Take the supplement. I guess you can get the liquid and stuff for the outside, but whatever. Take the supplement to, get it into your bloodstream inside, from the inside out. Here's the fendibenzyl. Go to the happyhealingstore.com. You can't get fendibenzyl or trio or this other stuff. You go and get the quality stuff. I'm telling you guys, you better listen to me on this. Don't go to the fucking Walmart or somewhere, GNC, and spend money on ridiculously priced shit. Go to the Happy Healing Store or go to a really well natural, organic quality, extracts and stuff. Get the essential oils that you can take in an extract. But here's this is for yeast control, and this is for women, yes, but men can take it too. All right, that's what she told me anyway. And then she gave me this Biocean broad spectrum libismal formula. I don't even know what the hell this really is, to be honest with you, but it's got bilberry extract, noni extract, milk thistle, echinacea, golden seal, shiitake, white willow bark, garlic, grapeseed extract, raspberry, and then jalbanum oil, lavender oil, and then a couple of them got rubbed off. Phospholids. So anyway, and then this stuff, I don't even take it. It's disgusting. I mean, they want you to take a whole dropper full. I mean, some of this medication is just really just down. I mean, look at this stuff, man. And they want you to put that under your tongue, that whole damn thing, and keep it there for 5 minutes or some shit before you swallow it, and it's nasty shit. So, yeah, I'm sure the nasty stuff works good, but I have only used this a couple of times, dude. I can't do it. But I say get the capsules. I don't like the oils. I don't like rubbing oils on me. I don't like multiple baths or anything like that. I'm not spraying the room down with shit. I'm not buying any more sprays. Let me tell you, all those bombs and sprays, they won't do a damn thing hardly. If you want, there's some bombs out there that kind of sort of work for like a couple of days maybe. Go and get the damn ozonator machine, okay? Just get the ozonator. The best thing I can tell you is lavender, clove oil, eucalyptus oil, peppermint oil, cedarwood, the big one. Mix it into alcohol, and then spray the alcohol over your house. If you want like a bug spray that'll kill anything, get the essential oils, get the best you can get, and put it in alcohol and shake it up. As you're spraying it. You can also spray that on your skin, but be careful with some of those oils. Add just 5 drops of each in a regular size bottle because it can burn your skin. Okay, I did that once in a bath, put too much in there, felt like my balls were on fire. So yeah, be very careful with how much oil you use, but just a certain amount. If it's not burning you, then you could probably put another drop or 2 in there until you feel like it's sufficient. But the clove oil, the cedarwood, if you're getting bit like I was at one point, then you're gonna want to put that shit all over your skin. But these supplements here, if you want a list of them, maybe I'll write in the description below. I'll write the names down of some of the big ones. I'll write the website down. And then I'll write my Instagram down. It's my personal Instagram. I'm just going to make it part of my business Instagram and everything else. So if you want to go on there and message me, if you have any questions, you can message me on Instagram. I'm trying to get my business email set back up in place, and I'll let you know when that happens. But this Passion Prime philosophy is not meant for these kind of subjects. I'm not going to talk about this thing really very much anymore. I went over the details. It got horrific. I couldn't walk on my legs. I was sleeping on the concrete because and nobody was helping me. I mean, it was bad, dude. I was in so much pain. I had to shave my head like in September. I mean, it was really freaking bad. It was really It was like not a little bad. I mean, it was really, really awful. I looked like Freddy Krueger. I mean, I looked like a monster. And just the only way I even survived is because I got the city to help me with a hotel for like 5 weeks until I got kicked out of there because they said I didn't meet my phone call appointment meeting in time. So, whatever that means. They kicked me out of there and I was back on the streets. And then before I moved to Colorado, which my dad asked me what I wanted for Christmas, said a one-way ticket out here because I'm about to die here. I had to live with other addicts. The only way I could survive was selling them drugs, which was just a horrible way to live. I am in recovery now. I'm not on medication. I've been clean completely. It's the first time I've been off Suboxone in like 10 years. I feel a lot better now. Um, but the skin problem, the mite problem, it took until I got the supplements. It took until I was able to have, because my friend's shower was so tiny. There was no bathtub there, and it was so just, it was impossible to clean myself properly there. So like that whole time it was just building up and kind of starting to get worse, and I was trying to pretend like I wasn't, itching that much, and I was trying to like hide it. But the fact was, but I had nowhere to go until I could get any, solutions or money. But once I was actually able to have a bathtub and get my supplements and lower my stress levels a huge amount, because they drank almost every night and they were just fighting every single day. So I'm glad they got me out here. I'm glad that I got to move, and I would have still done it, but um, I would not have. I mean, I'm glad that I was able to get out on my own, basically, is what I'm saying. Let me just show you just a little bit, though. I unplugged you from the microphone there, but I had only 2 bags of clothes. I came with this suitcase right here, okay? This crappy suitcase, and a duffel bag of clothes that actually got stolen at the laundromat because the first day I moved to the hotel, um, I left my bag there because I was doing stuff and moving back and forth, and I left it there too long, and somebody stole my clothes, so I had to once again buy clothes again. But look, I've got my own stuff here. I got, I got a guitar back now. I've got camera tripods and lighting and stuff. I've got a good mic here now. I've got pop filters and a boom arm. I've got a gimbal over here that I just got. I got an audio interface. I got Galaxy Buds Plus. I got the Galaxy Watch. I've got the S21 Ultra now. Got that walking stick over there. I got this hoverboard that I'm going to return because it actually stopped charging on me, but I was getting around town like that. I've got over-the-ear headphones now. I've got a little mini speaker, and here's my real prize. I've got all new tarot cards now. Um, but I got that now too. Instead of riding the hoverboard, I ride that around. Cops don't mess with me or nothing. Um, I got new shoes, and I get food, and I'm not really rich, and I don't know how I'm going to save up for a car. I'm paying about $70. It's now $70 a day for me to stay in the hotel. It doesn't give me very much left over to save up or to get really a vehicle or to do much else. But so far, anything that I've wanted to do, I've been able to do one way or another. I'm working as a server. I make better money than I've ever made at a job. It's super easy. The people around here have money. The people around here also are just completely different. They act different. They're a lot nicer. They're a lot more open-minded, and they're just, people are wealthy around here. So generally, people are going to be happier. They're wealthier, and people tip really well. So I'm making close to $1,000 a week on serving tables at like 30 hours a week. Maybe not quite that. It's like 800 a week, but still. Um, you ain't gonna find that anywhere else. But since I'm paying about 550 a week just to pay for the hotel, after you buy food and the supplements, and I still have to buy shit like that. And but as far as like material things go and clothes go, I'm pretty set. I don't really need too much. I would like to have a few more clothing items and stuff, some nicer, more name brand stuff that I can wear out. But I want to go on dates with girls and stuff. But how do I open up about this subject? How do I ever really tell somebody that they're fine with the fact I used to bang heroin? They're fine with the fact that I got a felony on my record. They're fine, which was years ago, and it can be expunged now if I want to pay for it. Someone set me up. It was a friend that I thought was a friend of mine, and he set me up one day, and ended up screwing me and like 6 of his best friends over just to get out of his own trouble. But they're fine with that. They're fine with the fact that I used to be in a relationship with a guy because I was wanting a nice, beautiful, safe home to live and have, nice things. And I was in active addiction, and I was just confused and didn't know what I wanted. I was tired of being alone all the time. And they don't mind about that. They don't mind about all the other shit. They don't mind the fact that I read tarot cards, but yet I used to teach a Bible study. So I mean, spiritually speaking, I'm very weird and different, and I love who I am. Though I embrace who I am, and I wouldn't change anything about me. I really like who I am as a person. I love all my little hobbies. I love all my gadgets. There's nothing that I really want to part with. A lot of this stuff I think was more important to me personally than having a car or something like that. Um, you know, um, some people think that I, spend money on stuff that was a foolish way, but no, I have all my needs met, and I am able to put back some money, not much, but I don't care about having a car. I can get around just fine on that thing. Work is just like 10-minute walk or a 5-minute ride away. Little gnat flying around. And I feel like I spent the money really well. I return that hoverboard. That'll give me like another $250 whenever I get the refund for that from Amazon. It'll take like a week. But I'm very happy with the things that I bought. I had nothing when I moved here. I had no money coming in at all for the first month. Luckily, I got another unemployment round of checks in the beginning. It allowed me to get my phone. But everything that I just told you, I had none of that stuff. And the mites devastated my life. They took everything from me. I had to repeatedly throw everything away. And then on top of that, of losing everything, and it was the fact that everybody left me. Everybody did not believe me, which I don't blame them with my drug history. I'm not blaming them. I understand it. But they all left me pretty much. I was super alone. My family did not believe me. And I was so alone. I felt so alone. And I don't know how I can ever open up about this to a female. The fact is, it's not really affecting me, but it could still be on some of my stuff. Like I said, that girl that I went on a date with 3 days in a row, I could tell she was getting affected one night when she was here laying next to me on the bed. And I don't know. It may be that, maybe not, but that's just what thinks in my head. 'Cause she stopped calling me after that. So it's like I take the supplements to be fine, but I don't know. I can't help it that, it's not like they're 100% eradicated like that, So I'm definitely trying to do my best here. But the thing is I can't keep it secret forever. I have to open up about it eventually. I want to write all this down eventually in an autobiography, but I don't want to talk about this subject anymore. I don't want to talk about the subject. If you guys want any advice on what to do, let me know. But the fact is like I don't think I can hide from it. It's a huge part of my life, but at the same time I'm not getting affected. I'm not a contagious person. That's not anything that you have to worry about being around me. But people don't get that. They don't understand this situation. But I did see somebody that was getting affected slightly, and I don't know. Maybe it was just they were just itchy, or I don't know. I don't know what it could have been, but I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm never gonna have a girlfriend, like unless I just don't know what to do. Like, hopefully, like I said, I'm not getting bit, but they could be attracted to me in some form or fashion. I can't help it. I think these things are just everywhere, and I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is. They're not. I mean, have you seen me hardly scratch or anything? No, I'm not. I'm not getting affected. But if someone came I had a friend stay here last night with me most of the night. He doesn't ever get bothered by them. So, but the girl, out of all the people, had to be the one girl that I went on a date with in 7 years, decided she's going to be the one to get affected a little bit or whatever it was. I just felt like, she knew that part one was up here on my channel. I don't know if she ever looked at my YouTube channel, but if she did, if you don't know about this subject very well, you're just not going to understand what really is the deal with it. It is not a contagious thing, and it is something that is not affecting me any longer as far as I can tell. But I still have to take a lot of supplements, and I just think that people should at least be made aware of it, so that if you know, at least maybe someone would still date me if they understood that they just need to like let me know if they notice anything, because I'm not being affected, but the supplements that I take maybe is why I don't get any affected, you know. But as soon as I can afford the ozonator, which I probably should have bought one already, but I didn't think I really needed to, but it would detox it also detoxifies the room anyway. It's really good for a lot of other things, but just running that while I'm at work, that would probably make a huge difference, because this is all the room I have to work with. I have this room in my bathroom area, and then I go to work, and then I'm pretty alone here still too. You know, I came out here to start a new life and stuff, but I got a couple of friends, but I don't really have any close connections here. I don't really have hardly anyone to hang out with yet. So I'm trying to meet more people. I'm trying to do better there. But the fact is when I mean, it's not the fact that I'm worried about friends. I want to eventually be in a relationship. But it's like, how the hell, if this doesn't completely 100% go away, who the fuck's, you know, how am I ever going to be able to have a relationship? I think the only way I'm going to be able to is to open up about this and just see what happens. But it is it's something that I haven't like actually legit got some kind of doctor to like professionally say exactly what it is. But like I said, from I've been through 2.5 years of it, it's not a contagious thing. It doesn't seem to be at all, unless the other person has a really toxic blood system. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes it be around tons and tons of people and never would get affected, but then one person all of a sudden seems to get affected. I don't know what would cause that to happen, but for the most part, most of the people, 95% of the people around me never got affected. I'd never seen them, you know, unusually scratching or anything. So I never noticed any kind of anything. I was the only one, which is why nobody really took me seriously, because nobody else would be getting symptoms or feel any kind of anything. So I understand it, but the truth is like when I needed people the most, I mean, I was completely abandoned for the most part. Nobody took me seriously, and that's why I just turned to drug use full blown, hardcore, full time again, and it almost killed me. All of it almost killed me. So I'm out here and I'm trying to make something new happen, but I still struggle with depression. I still don't like being alone. I have a lot of wonderful creative ideas. There's a whole lot of stuff that I can do now. There's a lot of projects I have like in the works I'm hoping to start doing. My other YouTube channel, I do tarot card readings on there. It's called the Piscean Perspective. If you want to go on there, I'm planning on putting my first reading up today. But you know, I'm trying to find a way to make some extra money as an entrepreneur. My one job's cool, but it's not fulfilling. It's good money, not fulfilling. Not something I want to do forever. I'm trying to actually have my own business. But this subject right here, I wanted to get it out of the way. There it is. Here's the whole rest of the story. Anything else you want to know, just message me on Instagram at Magic Musician. That's Magic with a CK though. That's MAGICKMUSICIAN. I'll put it down in the description below too. At Magic Musician, you can message me on there. Um, there's a whole lot of things that you can do to make this a lot better. Okay, it's not as bad as once you can get some of these supplements in you, and if you can afford the damn ozonator, okay, please do. Don't use the fans and the sheets and the tape just to mask and keep it, you know, putting a band-aid over it. You know, that will help you sleep at night. You know, make a nice little tent sheet up. I lived under that sheet for like 3 months. I mean, I literally lived under that sheet, and the fan. It was bad, but I was also using drugs, which made these symptoms 10 times worse for me. It made them way more attracted to me than ever. Okay, it was like, but I was in so much pain, and I was in a vicious cycle of I couldn't detox because the pain was too great. I had to keep doing it in order to cover up some of the pain, and I'd get a little bit of relief, but then they would just keep attacking even more, which caused more pain, which needed me to use even more. And it was just a vicious cycle that was never going to end. I had to force myself to be in another state just to kind of get over that hump and get through that. Um, I don't like talking about this subject. That's why I don't really like looking into the camera. I'm not confident about this subject. This is something that, look how much better I look now. As to if you would have seen me then, you know, I shaved my head. I mean, I had half my face looked like Freddy Krueger. I mean, I went through hell in the last year and a half, the worst hell of my life by far, 10 times harder than the worst hell before it. And it was brutal, devastating, and almost killed me multiple times. And I would rather just pretend like this never happened, but the truth is it did happen, and it's still something I have to maintain. And I just don't want to be alone forever. I don't want to be single forever, you know? I had a really good time with a female for the first time in years, and got laid for the first time in years. And you know, I feel like this issue, if I can't be, it's like something in the back of my mind. It makes me self-conscious. It makes me think about it. It makes me not confident in myself because I'm constantly thinking, how is this going to affect them, or is it going to affect them? And it's like I just can't really do it anymore. I need to just open up about it and tell people about it, you know. And I'm hoping that someone will still eventually give me the chance to date me one day. I'm probably one of the best guys, I think, other than I know I have my addiction problems in the past, but I'm looking to try to better myself in every way and be the best man I can be. I need people in my corner that are going to encourage and support me and motivate me to want to do better in life. When I'm alone all the time, it's really hard for me to stay in that really, you know, encouraged frame of mind, that creative, artistic frame of mind that hopefully you'll start seeing more and more video content that's going to be way cooler than this. This is just a heart to heart with you guys, and I want to get over this subject and it be done. But this is it. I don't really want to discuss this Morgellons Mites subject any longer. You can message me. You can talk down in the comments on this video. I will write detailed story about this one day. You join the channel to be a Patreon member in the future. It's going to be $5 a month. I'm sending out a chapter a month to equal 12 chapters to get the entire autobiography. I just thought of at least a few. There's a few ideas I have to maybe, but for anybody that, you know, isn't able to join, and we'll figure out a way to still get the book out to you maybe somehow after the fact or something. But I'm not perfect. I purposefully say I'm never trying to be perfect. I'm not giving up all my vices. I don't want to say that I'm trying to do everything that everyone wants me to do, because I'm never probably going to do what everyone wants me to do. I'm doing what I feel like is making me happy. I'm doing me. Nobody has any say whether on the negative or positive side of my life. I pretty much control everything. I might get my own money. I pretty much catch myself when I fall. This is just, everything is me. Nobody can say shit about what I'm doing. But I still have little vices. I smoke a lot of marijuana still. Probably will never give that up. I got off the medication, but I still take a supplement called kratom. If it wasn't for the kratom, then I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. It's just too brutal. You go through 6 weeks of just pure hell, and of not sleeping and everything. So I had to take the supplement to wing off the Suboxone, and I still slightly take a little bit of the supplement, but I've been able to taper down, and hopefully I can get off of it eventually. But I don't want to try to say I plan on doing all the right things, because I'm always going to have, if anything makes me feel happy or makes me feel better, I like being addicted to stuff that makes me feel, you know, not addicted to stuff, but I like things that make me feel better, happier, have more enjoyment out of the day, have more pleasure out of the day, feel more confident about myself, feel like being more talkative, feel like being more motivated, more excited, more encouraged, more passionate, more creative, more artistic. And a lot of times those outlets aren't always the most healthiest of outlets. And I don't know if I've learned every little lesson I need to learn in life yet. I'm 33, and you would think that I have, but I don't think I'm completely done making mistakes for good. And I'm just trying to say that I'm doing my best to try to be my best that I can be. But I do need to start forming connections with people. I cannot be alone all the time and think that I'm always going to be able to keep it together forever. I need to find some people to be in my life personally. I'm looking for my soul tribe. I'm looking for people to get close to me. I'm looking for people that can join me on live videos and be a part of the creative process and collaborate with me, and other musicians I can write music with. And God, I would love to find more musicians. I just need some music people that I can personally sit down with But I'm in a new world and all new things, and I don't know what it brings. I just know that I don't like being unhappy. I don't like being depressed for long periods of time. If I am depressed, I will figure out a way, and sometimes that may even be. I'm not sitting here saying I will never, ever, 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 ever use a substance again in my life. But I know what they did. They made things way worse, and especially when you let them become a dependent thing, they get even worse and worse. I know exactly how bad it would be. On some of those substances are just a definite no-go. But I'm here to say that I'm not going to tell you that I'll never, ever, ever, ever again. It just depends. I'm trying to make life enjoyable enough and find some connections with people, because you get it if you just get down for long enough, and I had the temptation in front of me. I'm just going to tell you, I'm not saying that I would say yes or no. I'm not putting the expectation on me or on you over me, thinking that I'm always going to say no just because I'm sober now. I'm trying to keep the sobriety thing going. It definitely has made things better. I've been able to afford stuff now and do other things, but I still feel kind of empty. I still feel kind of just unfulfilled sometimes. I'm much happier that everything's going as good as it does, but I'm still depressed. I still just feel a little life's okay, and the things excite me, but it's just the material things. They don't fulfill you at the end of the day. They give you some pleasure and some fun, but I need to find genuine human connection at the end of the day. I can't be alone forever. So I'm trying my best, but I'm an awkward person. I communicate in a way that I'm usually either hyper confident or hyper not, okay? And if I'm around people that I don't know, I'm just awkward at first. I don't know how to necessarily fit in, especially with people that have no interest in any of the things that I have interest in, okay? It's really hard for me to, like, you know, try to fit in with people that are nothing like me. And so people that do have things in common with me, oh yeah, tons of stuff to talk about generally, but it's just I'm trying to relearn how to communicate, and plus I'm in sobriety for the first time in a while, and everything is just I'm trying to learn to be more of a normal person and stuff. But I have got to find some more connection with people. I just do. I cannot be alone forever and expect me that I'm just gonna, you know, always keep it together. I'm hoping that I want to find love, and I want a family of my own someday. I want my own house. I want to try to become an entrepreneur and run my own business. I don't really want to settle for any kind of regular, just typical, normal, safe life. I want to take risks. I'm willing to literally go to the ends of the planet if I had to, if an opportunity was there that, took me there. Nothing's off limits right now. I'd go just about anywhere. I love it in the town I chose here, though, but I'm just saying, my story has absolutely one big question mark on it right now. There is no guarantees about anything for the future. I don't necessarily know where I'm going. I'm trying to start my own business, and there's multiple different ways I want to do it. Just make my own money, doing my own shit. But in the meantime, this is working out pretty good. I'm able to maintain. I'm pretty happy living in this lovely town that I decided to live in, Salida, Colorado. And yeah, it's out there, whatever. I live in Salida. Come find me. But, it really is the perfect town. It really is, in every way. It really is the perfect town. I just need to meet more people and work on dealing with depression in a natural, healthy way and stuff, and probably exercise more and stuff like that, and change my diet up. And I've been putting toxic stuff into my body for so long, not just in the drugs and stuff, but really like food and sugar and crap like that, soda pop. So it just takes a long period of time of making healthy changes. It takes a while to really start noticing the difference. So basically the main thing is I didn't want to talk about this subject because I don't want to be single forever. I don't want to not get laid anymore. I'm sober. I have nice things again. I have money again. I'm not getting bit anymore. So can I please just be treated like the good looking guy I used to be, and actually start having fun in life again and having connections with people? I don't want this to make me an alien from another planet forever, so I just don't know. What do you guys think? Should I open up about it? And if I was to go on a date with somebody, or they was to end up hanging out with me more than just once or whatever, and we maybe get physical or getting ready to think about getting physical, should I just open up about this subject? How do I open up about the subject? How do I make it to where I can convince them that it's not affecting me like it used to, but it does not mean that it's still not They're still not on some of my belongings or some stuff. You know, I stay in a hotel. I got to be quiet with how I talk about this. It's not affecting me, but I don't know how much it really is a problem. I really don't know. If I took the supplements, I don't know. I don't know. But it's just like, how long do I have to go before I do know? When it's safe to even. But I mean, I know how you guys feel though. This is the most alienating thing ever. It's not like any kind of thing that you can just get treated for and it's over with. It is the most alienating, the most alone thing to ever have happened to you. It just totally fucking murders your whole social life completely. And so I am right there with you. If you guys have any ideas, when you start healing, how do you get back to normal? How do you get back to putting on a normal face? You know, because the truth is I don't want to just not talk about it and then it just be something that is if I don't open up about stuff and I just try to hide things, it usually eats me alive in the back of my head, and then I can't really be my confident normal self because it's sitting there in the back of my head eating me alive. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Comment, like, subscribe. The videos are going to mostly be about, you know, philosophical, deep, you know, cool, you know, interesting subjects and questions that no one has answers for, and philosophy and conspiracy theories, and talking about some of my favorite movies and entertainment stuff, and putting, you know, a music video up on here that I might write myself, and I'm gonna make my own little TV show that's gonna be me playing both characters. I'm gonna try to do that video tonight, maybe, I don't know, but I'm gonna play my good self and my bad self, and they're gonna have conversations with each other and shit. I was hoping nobody would come in, but there's someone next to me now, so I gotta be quiet and all that shit, so that's just great. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I will talk to you guys later. Comment if you have any questions. Look at Magic Musician on Instagram if you want to message me. Have a great day, everybody.